What's up guys, Sand Legend here, back again with another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're actually going to be doing my very first treasure map video. So if you've been on this channel for a while, then you know I really don't do treasure map videos at all. And the reason being is because I've been stuck in the Grand Line League for way too long at this point. And I didn't really want to do treasure map videos where I make the video about the New World events when I'm in Grand Line and I have to show the Grand Line events. I didn't want to do that. I just personally didn't want to do that at all. So I wanted to wait until I got back into the New World League to be able to make videos on treasure maps. So now that I'm back in New World, I just got back in the last treasure map, I'm able to do some of these treasure map videos for you guys. So starting off, we're going to be going over treasure map Franky and the whole breakdown of the treasure map and everything with the intrusion battle and the boss battles. This is going to be free-to-play centric, so a lot of these teams are free-to-play. I won't say they're the best teams for free-to-play because this boosted list is utter garbage if you ask me. And that's kind of been the boosted list for a lot of these treasure maps. They've just been utter trash if you ask me. So I've made these teams to the best of my ability. There may be some mistakes I probably made. We'll just find out while I'm going to go through the video. So without any further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, starting off here, we're going to be looking at the intrusion battle with Franky. And we're going to be opting to use a fighter, free spirit, and powerhouse team, since those are the units that get the cooldown here. Now starting off on stage 2, we're going to be looking at the defense down immunity the enemy's going to give themselves. And they're also going to bind our crewmates for 6 turns, which goes down to 3 at their sockets. And then he's going to make our primary colored orbs unfavorable for 5 turns. So ideally, you kind of want to find a way to get around the unfavorable slots, because you can't switch all the slots in the matching because he has some dex units on his team here. And the bind is going to be used, we're going to use Roger there to get rid of the bind for us, and also give us damage reduction, because as you can see there, on defeat, we actually do get dealt with death damage. So Roger's really good for that stage. Really good. Stage 3, the preemptives here are going to be Franky either going to be becoming a quick or an int unit. So we're going to have to mix up our team to get some psi and dex units on our team, so we can be prepared for whichever color he turns into. He also is going to give himself defense down immunity, and then he's going to give us block slots, and then he's going to give attack down to strength, quick, and int characters, which really sucks, because they're really forcing you to use dex and psi units. And then he's going to give us 5 turns of paralysis and special bind, and then make us hunger for 2 slots. So we're opting to use the friend captain treasure map legend Bon Clay. He seems to be really good for this specific boss, because for one, he can change his color to whatever color we need. 2, he can actually give us a full board of recovery slots, letting us get around the hunger debuff and the block slots themselves. Now, for the paralysis and special bind, we're going to be opting to use treasure map Sabo for paralysis, and then we're going to use the Clash Luffy here to get rid of the special bind for us, while also giving us an attack boost. Now, the reason that the X Drake is there is because he actually does give us a color affinity boost. Now, I understand he will get attack down from the debuffs, but I mean, it doesn't really matter too much anyway, since all of our other units are going to be boosted. So we should be able to kill that boss for this stage here. Moving on to the Battle Rush bosses, we're going to start off with Carrot. Now, one mistake I have made for this guide here is Carrot is listed as a dex unit in the text there. She actually is an int unit, so just make sure that that's right there. She's an int unit. So she's going to give a cooldown to all characters, so we can really bring anyone we want. But since she is an int character, they're probably going to be using, the Straw Hat unit as their baseline for the gimmicks, which they do. So what she's going to do as a preemptive is she's going to remove all your beneficial effects, give herself defense down immunity, and then special bind the crew for 2 turns, give fear to the crewmates for 1 turn, and then we're going to hunger for 1 slot, and then give us a attack down if we're below a 2.3 times chain. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using this the Straw Hat, the Superset Straw Hat Usopp there. Now, funnily enough, this Usopp does have fear resistance as a 3rd potential ability, so if you do max it out, you actually are able to get rid of the fear, and he gets his special bind removed. so we can remove everyone else's special bind. Now, the chain debuff that we have there, we're going to be using the Sanji character there to give us a 2.5 times chain lock, so we actually are able to bypass that attack down, and then we're basically going to use all of our other specials to basically take down the enemy. Now, if you fully limit break your Luffy there, he actually does have hunger, so we can just use his limit break ability to get rid of the hunger for us. So basically, this stage is tailor-made for the Super Tight Straw Hat units. Now the next boss we're going to be looking at is the Kalifa fight, which is going to be a Psy unit, so we're going to be predominantly bringing in units here. She's also going to give the cooldown to Driven, Powerhouse, and Shooter characters. So for stage 3, what she's going to do is she's going to give herself a 5-turn defense up and resilience. She's also going to give herself a 1-turn 30-hit barrier, give the whole crew poison and block slots, and then give the crewmates special bind for 5 turns. So we're going to be using the Treasure Map Moria, the one we had recently just got, as our captain, because he does get rid of the special bind and the resilience for us, so we don't have to really worry about that at all. It also gives us a 1.1 chain boost, and a 900 base attack boost, I'm pretty sure, for Powerhouse and Driven characters. So it's pretty good for boosting our characters so we can get to that boss a little easier. The Magellan and Hannibal Kazuna unit are really good here too, because they also are going to get rid of the defense up for us and the barrier, which is really big here. Now we're going to be using Treasure Mart Shiryu because it does get rid of poison slots for us, so we actually are able to get rid of the poison slots. And for the block slots, I'm thinking about using the Big Mom, the V3 Mono Big Mom, the one that does the end of turn damage or whatever like that. We're probably using her for get rid of the block slots for us, so we can get some matching slots through that. And that kind of really is it for this team here. There's not really too much going on. As long as you have the Moria and the Magellan, you're pretty much good for the rest of the run. So this team is actually pretty easy to build. Alright, so for these next two teams, they actually were kind of a pain in the butt to build. So starting off with Nami, which is going to be a strength unit, she's going to boost Powerhouse, Cerebral, and Striker characters for the cooldowns. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to have to deal with 1 turn damage nullification, which really sucks. We're going to be dealing with NAO, and then she's going to give the whole crew empty, block, and bomb slots, and she's going to give us 8 turns of paralysis and a 5-turn chain down. So like I said, these next two bosses are really annoying because the units that just the boost list is trash, like I said. So we're going to be using Luffy. Even though it doesn't get a boost here, we're just going to be using Luffy as the captain. Now for the actual units that do what needs to be done to get rid of the debuffs, we're going to be using Jack to get rid of the damage nullification for us. I think that's what he does. Either that or we have the Drake there, so we actually can use him too. So either one of those gets rid of the damage nullification for us. Now we're going to be using as our friend captain. We're going to try to use Black Maria as our friend captain because she does get rid of the paralysis for us, and she changes our slots for us too. Will also give us a orb boost, and she's going to give us a delayed conditional boost. So a guaranteed delayed conditional boost. So that's really enough damage to get through a lot of the runs for this boss fight. And the other units are just there to be there, really. So that's really what they're there for. And now for the last of the Battle Rush bosses, before we get to the big boss fight, we're going to be dealing with Robin here, who's going to reduce the cooldowns of Strength, Dex, and Quick characters. What she's going to do is she's going to give herself delay immunity. She's going to give herself 5 turns of damage reduction, 8 turns of spirit to the captain and bind to the captains, so which is really annoying. 5 turn attack down, and then a 3 turn attack down below a 3.5 chain, which really sucks because there's not many units that are boosted that can get us up to a 3.5 chain and above. Now you may argue the Luffy, but I mean, I kind of still don't understand how the debuff works in regards to if the chain is right on top of what the chain boundary is. If 3.5 is there, will the 3.5 chain lock do the trick, or will it not? I really don't understand it myself, so I'm just not gonna risk it there. So we're gonna be using something else. Basically, we're gonna use the friend captain Smoothie here. So it may be a weird choice here because the boss is Dex, but you gotta look at it from this. Smoothie gets rid of basically everything on this stage pretty much, except the bind. She gets rid of despair, damage reduction, attack down, and she gives a chain boundary, which is a little easier to bypass the chain lock attack down debuff. And we're also going to be using the Silver Mask here to give us a chain boost, so it's actually a little bit easier to get through the chain down thing or whatever. So for everything else though, for the bind specifically, the bind was a little bit hard to get rid of on this team. We're going to be using the Pirate Rumble free-to-play unit, the Shaka I think his name is, who does get rid of bind for 4 turns in total, because the way his special works is after a certain number of times it gets rid of more turns of bind. But the thing is, to get rid of 5 turns of bind, you have to use the special 2 or more times before that point, and he only has double special activation, so you're going to get 2 times of a special activation, which is going to be kind of hard to get back up to get to the 5. So we're going to be using this the raid buggy to get rid of the other turns of bind. But at that point is like, because he doesn't get the cooldown here, so we kind of have to stall there. It's a really, like I said, this is a really weird team. I may need to rework it, but it's just really whatever at this point for this team specifically. So we're just going to move on to the next team. So this is going to be the last team in the video here. So we're going to be looking at the boss battle being Boa Hancock, who's going to be a quick unit. And she's going to give the cooldown to fighter, striker, and cerebral characters. So for stage 2, what's going to happen is that they're going to put up a turn of damage nullification for strength, quick, and int characters. So again, forcing you to use strength, forcing you to use dex and psi characters for your team building. They're also going to put up a 3-turn 2 perfect barrier, which is really terrible. She's going to give us block slots, and they're going to give us a 5-turn attack down and crewmate special bind. So the way we're going to get around these debuffs here on this stage, we're going to be using the Luffy there, the Raid Luffy again, to get rid of the special bind for us. And then we're going to use the combination of the Psy Straw Hat Robin with the Arena Franky as support to get rid of all turns of attack down, and also give us matching slots because she does change block slots to matching. On stage 3, what's going to happen is that the enemy is going to get a 3-turn 2 perfect barrier again. She's going to give us a full board of int slots, and she's going to bind the left side for 8 turns, which is 5 after sockets. She's also going to give us 12 turns of a chain down, which really sucks, and then she's going to paralyze our right side. But on top of all that, she's going to make perfects harder to hit, meaning we are going to have a really hard time breaking that barrier. So what we're going to opt to use, we're going to use the Sabo again to get rid of paralysis for us, while also giving that slight chain boundary thing. We're also going to be using the Roger and the Odin together. Now, notice that the classes both characters are not boosted here. So what we're going to actually be doing is we're going to utilize their crewmate abilities, which actually does lower their cooldown every time the free spirit unit activates their special, which is basically the entire team. So we actually are able to get their cooldowns done by the time we get to the 3rd stage, hopefully. That's how I'm planning to use team anyway. Now, the only question being is what's going to be our friend captain? So a couple options kind of run into mind. Obviously, Bon Clay would be really good here because he does reduce cooldowns, so we actually can get Roger and Odin up faster. He gives us the recovery slots all matching. He gives us the chain lock and the base attack boost. We also have in mind Treasure Map Sanji, which is also pretty good here. But it just really comes down to what you have active as a friend captain there. That's really it for the video, guys, so I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I will see you guys in the next video.